Hello everyone, the team news is out. It's Liverpool at Carrow Road against Norwich City in the League Cup. I want to say third round. Is it the third round? Third round. Second round, third, but probably it's the League Cup and Liverpool are in it. And Liverpool's team is out. I want to know your thoughts on it. We're going to go to Chris at the board in a moment with it, but don't forget you can interact with us. Give us your thoughts, give us your feelings around what Jurgen's gone with in this game, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat through some of the key talking points in a few minutes with your best comments. But yes, I'm going to hand it over to Chris Pajak at the board with the team. Chris P.
Hello everybody. Yeah, so Caoimhin Kelleher in goal, Kostas Tsimikas, Kanate, Gomez and Conor Bradley round off the back four. Lots of changes everywhere. Naby Keita, Kurt Jones, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the middle of the park. We've got Origi, we've got Minamino and a first star for Kai Gordon as well, which is the one that I think every Liverpool fan was kind of hoping to see. Substitutes-wise, we've got Adrian, we've got Henderson, we've got Jota, we've got Robertson, we've got Phillips, we've got Morton and Balaguese, who Morton looks much happier than Balaguese, if I'm honest, to make the bench. But I'm sure he's just a professional. You know what I mean? Just making sure that no one thinks he's getting ahead of himself. But let's talk through the side then, I suppose. I think, first of all, obviously the standout player in the back four probably is Conor Bradley, young right back, coming into the side alongside Joe Gomez, Kanate and Tsimikas. Now, I was kind of thinking, and I talked myself in, I originally said that would be the back four. Or I might have had, I think Gomez will probably play there thinking about it now. But then I talked myself out of Conor Bradley because I thought Conor Bradley and Kai Gordon might be a little bit weak on that sort of right-hand side. But I should have remembered that last season in the Cup he played a really weak side, but lads who've played together before, which is what it looks like we've done this time. The midfield I'm really shocked about, obviously. The fact that James Milner isn't involved at all is a bit nuts. I don't know whether he's picked up something or whether he's just going to be so integral to the weekend's game. But it looks like it's Naby Keita, Kurt Jones and Oxen. Who plays the six there? I suppose it would be Naby, but I'm not 100% that it would be Naby. I don't think it will be Ox, certainly. Jones might be able to do it, but I think the good shout there is probably Naby. And then the forwards, I mean, I've gone Minamino in the 9, with Origi from the left and Gordon from the right. And again, I kind of spoke about this the other day, Paul. I thought that, I wanted to see Minamino in the 9, whereas I don't think you're learning anything from putting Origi on the left or in the centre. I think you're not really learning too much about Minamino on the left either, but having had a good pre-season, Minamino, for me, mate, it was important that he plays in the 9.
Yeah, it's interesting. I enjoyed seeing Minamino play from the left-hand side in pre-season with Firmino through the middle. We just don't know where he's based on what the idea is behind Taki, really. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. Would you rather Minamino start in the 9? Do you think it's best for him to start in the 9? Or where's he most likely to get his game for Liverpool this season? It's an interesting one. We've got a couple of super chats in. Scott Hawks, they're picking as always. Thank you so much, Scott. I love these games. Get to see the kids. Very hopeful for Taki. Don't really care about the result, just fun. Michael McGuinness says, happy to see Morton, Balaguese on the bench too. You'll never walk alone. Come on, Gordon and Bradley too. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beauty of this. I thought it was quite interesting, Chris, because you referenced it. I brought up the side that started against Lincoln in the 3rd round last season. Now, obviously, it was a bit of a different world last time around because it was so congested. The 2 rounds came like almost a week apart, and then there was no game until December. I don't think it picked up. Liverpool started Adrian in goal against Lincoln last time. The back 4 was Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Reece Williams, Nico Williams. A midfield 3 of Shaqiri, Grujic and Jones, and then the front 3 was Origi, Minamino and Harvey Elliott, and then we had a bunch of people who Fabinho, Keita, Jota, Harry Wilson, Kelleher, Trent and Sepp Vandenberg on the bench for that one. So would you say this side is, I mean, there's no Van Dijk, so it's probably weaker just for the not legit.
You've answered your own question there, haven't you?
But is that a weaker side or something, or thereabouts?
Listen, I look at the back 3, or 3 of the back 4, I should say, and I think strong. Kanate, £36 million player, like Joe Gomez, we know how good he can be. Tsimikas, I'm really impressed with him. I look at the midfield 3 players, I'm not quite sure that they fit, like there is a 6 there, but Naby Keita, Kurt Jones and Oxlade-Chamberlain are strong players. Minamino's a full professional, played Champions League footy. Origi's won Champions Leagues. So it is a strong side, isn't it? And it was funny, it was interesting looking at that right-hand side there that you showed. It was Nico, it was Kurt, it was Harvey Elliott, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so I was right. I knew there was a game last season and Conor Bradley and Kai Gordon being on the right-hand side this time. I'd rather have Kurt over there, you know, than Ox, now thinking about it.
Okay.
Because I think Kurt's got a bit more defensively about him.
Okay.
I wonder if that'll happen during the game. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and it's interesting to see, because if we're going to try and mirror what we've done so far, then it'll be 2 at any given moment. So, and it's whether Ox is ready for that, you know, in the midfield, and that's going to be a lot. Because look, I know this is Norwich. You know, we played Lincoln last year, so we're all told if you know that I think it's splitting hairs between which was the stronger side, really. But we played a much weaker side with that side last year. This is a decent football side. I mean, we'll get Norwich's team up in a second so we can see what they've done. Not that I'll necessarily know off the top of my head exactly how strong that is, of course. But if we're going to win this, that's a lot of work needed for that midfield. Because as you rightly point out, where's the DM?
Yeah,
it's probably Keita, because he's done a bit of that. He's definitely been more of a 1 or 2 this season than an attacking.
And I think midfield. You know, his time in Leipzig, he's played that position as well as the 8 there. I think he played as part of a 2-man midfield at Leipzig as well. So it's actually a position that I think he'd be pretty good in. It's not necessary. Like he's not going to be your destroyer. Like he's not going to be a Fabinho or Jordan Henderson. That's why it's so surprising not to see Milner. I thought he was nailed on to start the 6 in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know whether anybody's tweeted about it or if anyone knows in the comments. Because normally when something like that happens, like Doyley might just put a tweet out and say, "Here's the reason why Milner's not involved."
Yeah, we'll have a look at that.
So we will check that. Like, so yeah. I mean, for me, look, as I say, that is a strong side. It's chock full of really good players.
Yeah.
And I would expect most of those lads. Like the three of the 4 defenders, the 3 midfielders, and 2 of the strikers. Probably, I'd expect them to beat Norwich anyway.
Yeah, you hope so. You know, and I know there's Morton and Balaguese, and you've got Michael McGuinness there with the super chat saying, "Chris, you seriously need cards for Morton and Balaguese."
I literally have them.
We've literally got them. Can we just show, just in case you just joined us? Can we just show the fact that we do? Nope, that's not it. Thanks, Si. We have Morton and Balaguese cards. They're right there. That is exactly what they look like. This is what you tune in for, let's be honest. You want professionalism to a level.
Every year, though, I mean, like, to be fair, we were rushing around trying to find a Conor Bradley card before I did the starting 11 prediction. That's why we were late, because I realised at 10-2 that we didn't have one. Yeah. And then we had to push it back 15 minutes because I needed a Conor Bradley card. Yeah. I didn't think I'd need those 2 cards, though.
Yeah, and we discovered actually post build-up show that you can only use 3 substitutes in this competition this season. And so, I mean, that's the point. You know, Henderson, Jota, Robertson and Phillips there. I know it's when I say it's a strong bench, given that you can only use 3 subs, you're only ever likely to use those. You know, you're not like, and if we're winning and you get a situation where you can give Balaguese a debut or Morton a debut, then laughing. Actually, I say Morton a debut. He might have been one of the kids who played in that random Aston Villa game or the Shrewsbury game the year before. But no, I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. Michael K here in the super chats. Can't wait to see Cade. Reckon that's a pretty fluid forward line up the mighty Reds. Keep up the Greta content, lads. Say quality to a standard. Thanks so much, Michael. I think he meant great. Or maybe I'm just being big-headed. I don't know. Maybe he's anti-Greta. Doesn't like her. We will try our best anyway. Gordon, you're right. It's nice to have those lads because Harvey Elliott, I think, would have been nailed on for this. And we'd have been dead excited to see more of him, although we might have gotten used to it by that point.
He might have been rested.
Yeah, exactly.
He might have been rested for this game, Paul.
But he's the next one. Pep Linders was glowing in his praise for him. I don't know if you saw the interview, and he talked about like he watched him at the academy.
Wow, we've got a new player here.
Yeah. I hope so. I mean, that's always interesting because again, you're playing against a physical opposition. Because you're playing men, you know, ultimately, you know, and he's a 16-year-old boy, effectively playing involved in this game. That's a lot of, you know, that's big.
But even from the limited stuff that I've seen him in pre-season and stuff, he looked tidy, didn't he? Like he looked like he was exciting. He looked like he wasn't scared of getting the ball and driving at players who were men, who were established, even in pre-season games. You've got to cut the cloth somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah.
And they're the opportunities that he's had in Liverpool's first team. And to be honest with you, I was really impressed, and that's why I'm excited to see him again tonight.
Yeah, a lot of people saying here, got Piloika saying also Nat should start 100%. There's quite a lot of people saying why isn't Nat playing? Nat deserves this game. We had this conversation on the build-up, and I forgot about him, if I'm being honest. It was never anything in my mind other than you mix your centre-backs, you start your backup centre-backs for this, because I could see the plan, and that makes perfect sense to me. It's hard not to feel a little sorry for Phillips.
I do feel sorry for him. He signed a new contract. He's still at the football club, and he'll be gutted not to get this one because look, you're not giving him the third round of the FA Cup, really, are you? Unless you get Minnows, right? So he's got 2 games.
Then again, he played against Everton.
True, but he's got 2 games where he can possibly play.
Yeah.
The first round of the League Cup, what we're in, and the first round of the FA Cup that we're in. And he never made the League Cup one. Yeah. So where's his game time coming from? He'll be gutted. He'll be absolutely gutted. I'm gutted for him.
It's echoed here. Asa here saying, bit of a slap in the face of Phillips. A lad who delivered when we needed most last year. Would have been a nice thank you. And the Duck saying, disappointed for Nat Phillips. Thought he deserved to run out on this one. I agree on that in sentiment. And the problem is I'm in danger of slipping back into where I was 8 months ago when I'm trying to praise Nat Phillips, but ended up actually being a bit like feeling like I'm slating him or whatever. I think the only reason he's there at the football club is because what we all said at the start of the summer is unless you get a boss offer and he's desperately fighting for a move, keep until January because don't be daft because we've just got 3 of our main centre-backs coming back from long-term injuries. And I think it's not very nice, but it's the reality of the situation. Is Liverpool? He's just there as an extra body. You know, he's the 5th choice centre-half and Liverpool have got to get about the business of making sure that your 2nd and your 3rd and 4th choice centre-halves are up to speed more than your 5th choice because you've got to burn through them before you get to Nat Phillips. And that's a whole new world of break glass solutions once again if you're in Nat Phillips territory.
Yeah, it is. And you're right. Look, 3rd and 4th's more important than getting them minutes in case any one of the top 2 players goes down. And I understand that. But I just feel like, for me, you know, Jürgen will have had a conversation with him. And now if Jürgen's had a conversation and said, you're our break glass solution, you're not likely to get any football, then Nat Phillips understands where he's at.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, Nat Phillips doesn't stay here if he doesn't think he's playing a game of football.
Yeah.
And listen, he's not the type of lad who's going to throw his dummy out the pram. He doesn't come across like that. He comes across like he's going to grasp every opportunity that's given to him. And he's going to grasp it with both hands because that's what I've seen. Yeah. Like, the fact is, he's not having an opportunity. I'm not arsed, really, but I would have liked to have seen him.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean,
it's more important that Canate plays minutes and Gomez plays
Scott minutes. Hawks here saying if we pay 35 million for someone to be below Nat, we did something wrong. We'd like to see Nat, but he's 5th choice, and that's the point. That you've got a pecking order for a reason. Jurgen Klopp doesn't hand out starting places as prizes. You know, he just doesn't. And that's, again, I'm not looking to be disrespectful to that. And that's great. And for me, in terms of where his integration and where he's up to, Nat Phillips should be ahead of Canate, but they know that Nat Phillips is not going to be a Liverpool player after this season. And he shouldn't really have. Last season would have been perfect. Look, he was meant to move last summer. So we've gotten bonus stuff out of him. So if he's happy to stick around and make sure again we're covered, then that's absolutely fine. We got some really good comments here, actually. I just want to make sure I'm actually reading it before I completely tell an absolute lie. What we do have actually is Fiore Inferno joins us as a first team member.
Fiore Inferno.
What a name. It sounds like a special move, that, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Fiore Inferno.
Yeah, exactly like that with that voice and everything. Yes, the Conor Bradley thing. The other alternative is one I think you touched upon is you play Gomez at right back. So for me, I wonder whether it's just that they've written off Gomez as a right back anymore, or this is a game where they need to see where Conor Bradley's up to, and it's a good chance to test his level, or is it that they actually think that it's more important to have Conor Bradley up to speed than it is to have Nat Phillips up to speed?
Well, I don't know. I suppose one thing I'm sort of thinking now is with a team that's not played together. Like, I'm right in saying that Gomez and Canate have, aren't I? They played the other week, didn't they?
What?
Did Gomez and Canate play together the other week, or did Canate play with Van Dijk?
They played with.
Yeah. Right, okay. Oh no.
Canate played with Van Dijk and
Gomez played with Matip, didn't he? Oh yeah, apologies. So I was thinking then that
pre-season, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. And it's Canate played with Phillips. When you're making a big load of changes, do you want another change in the middle? I mean, I don't know. But look, the fact is, Gomez and Canate are 2 good centre-halves and they're going to provide a good foundation for the rest of the team. Conor Bradley, with Joe Gomez's pace alongside him, is probably really good. Gomez has played right back, understands that role, understands what's going to come of of Conor Bradley, where he's going to be on the pitch. Gomez can get out there, cover for him if necessary.
So you think Gomez right centre-back?
No. Canate.
That's what again. It's all early days and all this. And it's been my inkling since pre-season. Is that I think, and this is a great. If we come through this game again, it's a game that Liverpool can lose because you can lose random League Cup games and you're playing Premier League opposition and all that kind of stuff. But if we've managed to get all of our, to rotate our centre back pairings. Like that never happens. What normally happens is maybe a bit of rotation, but largely it was Van Dijk, and then he'd start with one of Lovren, Gomez or Matip until they got injured, and then the next one would grab the baton off their falling body as it was about to hit the tail, and they'd run for like 10 or 12
Some of them would be on their knees already.
And then that we just have this constant chain of who's alongside Van Dijk, whereas the plan, I think, certainly until January, is to definitely make sure that everyone's nice and safe in that regard. So good.
Have a look at the Norwich team, Paul.
Ocean McHugh saying great to see young Conor Bradley get his debut. Yeah, definitely. And again, it's good to. He's below Nico Williams in the pecking order, and it's a shame because Nico, again, if he was fit, he'd have started this, and I actually 100%. I think it would have been a really good thing. I don't think Conor Bradley's ready, if I'm being perfectly honest, from the little bits and pieces I've seen of him, but yeah, we will have to see. One thing to note as well, actually, James Balaghese, people are asking. I've got his page up on Liverpool website. You could do more here, Liverpool. I'll be honest. It's your players. First name James, surname Balaghese, position midfielder, birthplace Manchester, date of birth 20th of September 2003. Well, it's a good birthday present for him, if nothing else. Signed his first professional contract with Liverpool in September 2020. An England under-17 international, usually positioned as an attacking midfielder. Joined the Reds from Man City as an under-11. He's a member of the club's under-18 squad for the 2021 season. This is obviously a bit out of date. After making his debut as a 15-year-old and scoring twice whilst doing so. There you go. Liverpool's website. They've got a new picture. They haven't updated everything else. Good on you, Liverpool. I will find the Norwich team if you want me to. Yeah. But if you want to,
who's the captain tonight? Does anybody know?
Ooh, cool.
Oh, okay. We're getting captain. Let's have a look and see if I can find out who the captain is.
Google,
yeah, my internet's not working very well there. Hold on. 2 tweets that Ross has sent. It's just not loading.
Yeah.
Interesting.
City. Yeah, go on, take some comments while I'm looking for this. That's fine.
Oh, Gomez is the captain. Okay, Joe Gomez, captain of Liverpool Football Club. There you go.
Okay.
That's got to be a new captain. We've never had him as a captain before.
We've got their team. Angus Gunn in goal. I think he's their second choice keeper.
Yeah, it's normally Tim Krul, isn't it?
Yeah, Hanley as captain.
Yeah, he's their captain, Grant Hanley.
Gibson Omabideli alongside him in a back three.
Well, it was Kabak at the weekend.
Okay. Giannoulis on the left. Mumba on the right. Rupp in the middle, Lees, Mello, Billy Gilmore in, we know him. Sozolis, I think he's one of the new summer signings, isn't he? And Ida, I don't know enough about them to know.
Right, so I'm looking at that, and I was going to say, I've got their team up from the weekend, which is how I knew Grant's first name, Grant Hanley's first name. So yeah, I mean, that's a rotated side. That's a good thing. That's one of them where we were talking about it in the build-up show, where it was like, how weak are you going to go, mate? Oh, I'm not telling you. It's going to be pretty weak, though. Okay, I'll go pretty weak as well. Thank you very much. Let's not get egg on our faces here. We don't want you to put out a strong side and us to put out a weak side. They've made changes. It's obvious that the Premier League is the most important thing for them. They could win a League Cup. They could get 500,000 for it. They could stay in the league and save themselves 100 million. Mm-hmm. That simple.
Yeah. Kay Gordon, according to Michael Reid here on Twitter, Kay Gordon and Conor Bradley are the 62nd and 63rd players to make their competitive debut for Liverpool since Jurgen Klopp joined in 2015. In LFC history, only Tom Watson, 130, and George Patterson, 69, handed more players their club debut. There's a chance that he'll defo break the second on that list, you'd imagine, hopefully in the next couple of years. It's possible, particularly if we keep playing random League Cup games up against, or FA Cup games up against games that we care more about. No, interesting stuff. We've got a couple more super chats before we head out of here. But yeah, don't forget, we're going to be back doing a watch along for kick-off. The game kicks off at 1:45, so we'll be back about 15 minutes or so before that. Craig Tebb says, can't wait to see Gordinho. Good minutes for all. Yeah, I he's the one that the most exciting. All that. Let's see what Kay Gordon can do in a more senior game of footy for us. And then, in an ideal world, because I've said this about the Mo Salah thing. We've been waxing lyrical about the brilliance of Mo Salah, and there's streets between him and anyone else we've got who can remotely play in his position. But you can't really go and buy. It's going to cost a lot of money to buy an understudy who's never going to play a game of football, because Mo Salah wants to play almost every game of football. So the ideal world scenario is if Kay Gordon can prove himself worthy of being an impact player
for the next 5 years.
Oh yeah, just play. But why? He's 16. You know,
exactly. He's still only 21.
He'll be 20. If Mo Salah leaves at 34,
and he's
Kay
ready,
Gordon will only be 21 years old.
Brilliant. It's perfect. Who are we thinking we need a backup like a 24-year-old? Nah, what you need is a 16-year-old, because Mo Salah is essentially bulletproof. He's going to play every game, and you need a young lad who's tricky, who wants to get on the ball and wants to get in the goals. We're going to see it tonight. I'm really excited to see him. Yeah. This is what it's about. He'll have known for a while he's got a chance. Mm-hmm. And he'll have probably been told about 2 days ago. He'll have probably been told when he sat out the under-23s game at the weekend, won't he? Or he'll have had his suspicions. He'll have been struggling going to sleep. He'll have been kicking the table in school all week, and he'll be back there tomorrow doing exactly the same after scoring a hat-trick for Liverpool against Norwich, mate.
Yeah, absolutely
brilliant.
Cannot wait. Check back. If you haven't clicked that notification bell here on YouTube, then do it right now. It means you get notified when we go live and what have you. But yeah, we'll be back about 15 minutes before kick-off.
It's a shame you can't do like samples for that. Like we could put our own little notification and we go, we're live! And you can have that playing. Like we should get onto YouTube. Yeah. Do you know anyone?
Yeah, no, you do though.
Bing!
Bing! Yeah, vote for the noise that our notification bell should make. Yeah, it's not a thing, but it might be one day. Who knows? Yeah, check back about 7:30. We'll be live for the watch along for all of that. You shaking your head?
No.
Well, I mean, you are.
Yes.
But you were just doing the Chris Evans back and forth between two cameras. Yeah, it doesn't work when you're just locked off on a wire. Right, anyway, thank you. Yeah, we'll be back. Buy some of our stuff in the meantime. That'd be lovely of you. We've got Henderson DVDs and books, and we've got an incredible load of merchandise on Redmen.
Not many DVDs.
Not many. They are selling like hotcakes, Chris.
Yeah, except they don't go off.
And they're not hot either.
It's true. Yeah. And I think there's only 20 odd left.
Yeah,
21 maybe.
Yeah, they're fun. If you want to get a DVD, grab one before they go. Anyway, thanks. We'll be back at 7:30. See you in a bit. Ta-ra.
So this is John Henderson's documentary, right? So we have to say the truth, huh? So let me say it like this.
Football was his life ever from being 5-6-year-old.
I'd say it's just an absolutely fantastic story.
At a club where to actually be remembered as one of the greats, the bar is unbelievably high. He's going to be in that list.
I think his career is a story of willpower, really.
You know, he's had a career unlike most Liverpool players, really.
Instrumental. Influential.
As a footballer, they should not get any questions to be answered.
When I first went and trained with him, he blew me away how good he was technically.
Well, he's a top-class player, no doubt about that.
He walks into a room, he walks into a dressing room, he gets on a plane, he gets on a bus, he's a leader.
He is the big player that's come from Sunderland, a lot of happy memories, pride.
But I honestly knew he would be a success.
He's a very humble guy. Even in the most difficult moments, always positive, always behind the team.
An incredible person, selfless, great company, good to be around, a wonderful man and a wonderful player, and he deserves all the plaudits he gets.
Somebody who's always prepared to do what's the right thing for the team.
He's my captain.
It was fantastic to be able to share the picture of him.
He's one of the best teammates that you can have around.
We're blessed to have Jordan, not just as a player, like I said, but as a person.
Totally proud and vindicated in the way he's turned out.
He will be forever known as an iconic name in Liverpool's history.
Of course, I'm proud of what he's achieved, but I'm probably more proud of the way he's turned out.
I had to hold the tears back at certain points.
A great player and an even better man.